The American dream is to get out of America.
We can't afford our rent. We can't afford our prescriptions. We can't afford insulin. We can't afford healthcare. We can't afford our education.
It's just so frustrating that we did everything they told us to do. We went to school, we got educated, we worked hard, we did everything they told us to do. And then when we're actually out in the world, they want to charge us $1,800 for a 1-bedroom apartment that really ain't shit. And then when they talk about, oh, the future is going to be great for you, just got to work hard and stay down. How? A lot of people don't have savings. They're spending it all on basic shit like housing and groceries. And what scares me the most is that more and more people are becoming aware of how fucked it is. And all we do, we record a video, we post it on TikTok, we post it on Instagram, we post it on social media, and then we say, well, I've done my part, and we close out the app, and then we go on about our day. That doesn't fix anything.
That's about being a millennial is we just got to watch our parents like try their best and be successful. Like they all had homes and 401ks and health insurance, and they were like, we just did our best. And then they were telling us, they're like, just go to college and you can do anything. If you just go to college, you can do anything. So we all went to college and now we're in debt. We have no fucking money or jobs or housing. Everything sucks. And then they're like, well, why didn't you go to trade school? And we're like,
how can you be mad at someone who literally does not have what they need to survive when it's the corporations that have been underpaying people for years? Profits are up. Productivity is up. Are wages up? No, they're not. And our money, our tax dollars go to welfare to supplement corporations not paying people what they should be.
Some people don't wake up and the first thing on their mind is money. Everybody don't think about a dollar consistently. I got to hustle 24/7. I got to have 10 streams of income. I got to learn how to flip houses. I got to learn how to sell on Amazon. I got to go to door and sell vacuum cleaners. I can't just have my job and go home, enjoy my money, enjoy my time with my kids.
In the United States, y'all work in order to survive. Y'all don't work in order to enjoy yourselves. And unfortunately, that's the way that the system is set up in the United States.
Wake up, check your feed, check your texts, check your emails, go to work, get 100 things done, get home late, attempt to have energy for stuff like your kids, chores, hobbies, etc., fail miserably, feel awful, and then repeat.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So on our today's episode, we are looking at Americans saying that the American dream now is leaving America. Yeah, sounds crazy because growing up and some years back, I believe that the American dream is going and try to further your education in the United States of America, get to work there, live there, get married and have a family that you can raise from America. Because, I mean, they promised and they told us that this is the greatest country that we have in the world. And this is the only country that you are able to achieve your dreams as long as you're working hard. And there's so many opportunities for you to do this. But now Americans are coming on social media and telling us the American dream now is leaving America and the American dream is dead because it's not what we used to believe that the mainstream media used to sell to us. Now, it's crazy that now in America, for you to afford to buy a dozen of eggs, you have to have around $6 to $9 in your pocket just for eggs only. To afford monthly groceries for a family of 4, you have to have around $900 to $1,200 US. This is crazy, guys. This is just for groceries. Now you can imagine how expensive the rest or the housing must be, how much money people are just actually putting aside to pay for their mortgage, to pay for their car insurance, to pay for their medical bills. It's so crazy. And thinking that the Republicans actually were really voting so hard to get rid of Obamacare because they thought that it's only benefiting the Black community and minorities in the United States of America. It's just a crazy thing, showing how racism and hatred has taken over America to the point that it is today. Because people have always been out there voting for their best interest and not for the best interest of the country. Because they've been joyriding on the white privilege. And right now, the issues that have been affecting other races in the United States of America, we're actually seeing more European people coming online on social media saying how hard life is. It's just the other day we saw Caucasian people crying on how people are actually living in China after they went on Red Note and Chinese were actually showing them how life is like in China. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. They are quite saddening videos because, I mean, this is a first world country as we've been taught, and what everyone thinks and what most Americans believe for it to be. So that is why I'm saying this is so sad watching this coming from Americans. I feel sorry for what they're actually going through. That some people cannot even afford their rent and they have to sleep in their cars. It's very sad and very hurting. I want us to watch these videos together. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracie D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Give this video a like and let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary. Also, let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. If you are an American watching this, let me know how your situation is like how are you being able to manage if you're paying a rent or mortgage, with your car insurance, with your medical insurance, groceries, and the price of eggs skyrocketing every day because of the new introduced tariffs by the new administration. I really love to know how things are for you on the comment section. So let's dive right ahead and we'll come back.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
The American dream. You get up at 5 in the morning, rush to be out of the house at 5:30, try to make it to work at 6. You work a 12-hour shift. In those 12 hours, you take crap from your managers and coworkers. You eat at whatever time they say that you can eat for the amount of time that you can eat. You have sick days, but if you use them, it's frowned upon. So if you want to aspire to be anything within the company, try not to use them. Then you work until you're 62 years old. You pay bills until you die, and you're expected to be grateful. Forgive me, but that it doesn't make any sense. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that I can go out to work to provide for my house. In fact, the Bible says that he who does not work should also not eat. So I'm in favor of hard work. What I'm not in favor of, though, is abuse. People putting their jobs in factories before their own health. When they don't need you anymore, you're gone. But if you want to leave, you better put in those 2 weeks. So yeah, it's a scam.
Hey, if you don't live in America and you're thinking about coming to live, don't. It's a trap. I promise you it's a trap. Whatever you see in movies and reality TV, it's not what it is here. You step your foot on American soil, you will not be living the Kardashian life. You will instantly be in debt. Instantly be in debt. The food prices are through the roof. The chemicals in the food are killing us. It costs $3,000 to rent something to live in. Our leaders are Lucifer's cousins. First cousins. They don't give a damn about the citizens here. They don't give a damn about us. I promise you, they don't care about us. America is a business. And if you ain't a part of that business, they don't give a fuck about you. This is no longer the land of the free, the home of the brave. Our freedoms is getting stripped day by day. Our leaders with those pens, stripping it day by day, especially if you're a woman. The American dream is dead. It's been dead for quite some time. It is not safe for you here. We have no gun laws. It is not safe for you here. Do not come to America, because I promise you, a lot of us is trying to get the fuck out of here and possibly go wherever y'all are. Our education system, do not come here. There is no reason to come to America nowadays. This is not the era where you want to come. When Lucifer Cousins is in office, you do not want to be here. This is not where it's at. You will not, and I'm going to say this, you will not succeed here during this era in America. Season 47, you don't want to do this. I promise you, you don't want to do this. Do not come to America. It's not where it's at.
Listen, if you still want to come to America because you believe in the American dream, let me tell you something. That dream died like 30 plus years ago, and now we're living in a dream that involves paying $10 for a dozen of shitty fucking eggs, paying $2,000 a month for an apartment in the ghetto that's about 700 square feet and it has no walls. And then if you want to go to university here, you're looking at around $100,000 for a 4-year education. That's on the low end. But in those 4 years, you might get shot because everyone seems to want to shoot each other for some ungodly reason. Then you're going to graduate thinking, oh, I graduated, I have a degree now, I'm going to get a good job. Your good job is going to pay you about $40,000 starting off.
maybe. And then they're going to say you're going to work 40 hours a week. When in reality, you're going to be working about 50 plus hours a week because they're going to guilt trip you in by saying, we're a family, we're a team, we help each other. And they're not going to pay you overtime for that, because why would they? If they get your help for free, why would they pay you for that? Okay? Then there's no work-life balance. That company you're working for now doesn't want to give you vacation days until like maybe your second year working there. And those vacation days are maybe 4 days out of the whole entire year. That includes holidays. All right? Then if you're sick, too bad, you still have to come to work. Okay? Then if you want to buy groceries, your groceries are going to be your whole entire paycheck because no one can afford to eat here anymore. I go to the grocery store for 4 things. It's like $50. I'm just saying it sucks living here. I don't want to live here. I want to leave. So maybe you should rethink your whole American dream, because it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Okay? Okay, love you. Bye.
The American dream is to get out of America. Like, I'm convinced if you want to live the good life, you have to do it outside of the United States. Because here you have poisonous food that's killing you. Insurances are a straight up scam. The work-life balance is so one-sided. The financial burden and depression is leading to suicide rates. Companies and corporations not paying their workers a fair livable wage. The healthcare here is absolutely awful. Non-stop school shootings, non-stop violent crimes, greedy, corrupt, and bought-out politicians, constant propaganda and indoctrination from television programs and news, constant price gouging of things that have made life completely unaffordable, and a whole bunch of other bullshit that we don't even have the time to talk about. Like, I see people in other countries like Taiwan, China, Japan, Jamaica, Australia, Italy, Spain, Europe, UK, France. They are living their best life. They work less, they travel more, spend time with their friends, loved ones, and family members. When they go to the hospital, their health insurance is going to cover 100% of their bill. Their food is not slowly killing them. Their apartment or housing mortgage is well affordable. And it doesn't take their whole month's paycheck just to cover it. $100 in USD can get you a whole month's worth of groceries. Barely to little, if not no school shootings. So if you're a parent, you know that your child's going to come back home in one piece and alive. Little to no government corruption and corporate greed. And you won't have to wait until you're 70 plus years old to finally enjoy the life that you work so hard to get, while your bones and your legs are brittled and weak. America has lied to everybody, talk about that this is the land of opportunities, and if you want to live the good life, you gotta come to the USA. Yeah, that was some bullshit. You wanna live the good life, you gotta get outside of the USA. Get the fuck up out of here ASAP. And that's what I plan to do in the next year or two. I'm tired of this hamster wheel. I'm tired of the same shit every day. I'm tired of life passing me by as I just live to make somebody else richer. I'm tired of being a slave in a modern day work system. So yeah, don't be surprised if you see me in the next couple of years in a different country learning 3 or 4 different languages and being happy as hell.
I'm sorry, but the American dream never fucking existed. Like, what? Your dream is to work until you are 65 and decrepit and not be able to make ends meet the entire time? Like, I'm sorry, but that just does not sound remotely appealing to me. It's not even about the dream anymore. Like, people are literally just trying to afford living in America. And here's the thing. If you are working for America, you will never be able to live your dream life in America. Like, and I know that most of you are probably already scrolled by now because you don't think it's possible to live in America without working for America. I was a server at the beginning of 2023. I quit my serving job. I started affiliate and digital marketing in April of 2023 and have now made almost $300,000 working online, and none of that came from my serving job. So if you are genuinely interested in working for yourself, starting an online business, check out the roadmap. It's at the top of my page. It literally shows you everything that you need to know to make money online, to start digital marketing. But I promise your dreams are so much more achievable than you think they are, but you're probably not going to reach very many of them by living that American dream life.
I really think the American dream is dead because once upon a time, like our parents or grandparents thought they could have the American dream by, working hard, which would equate to them being successful. And then they can buy this house with the white picket fence and easily have 2.5 kids. And it's like, in this day and age, that shit is not true. You can bust your butt, go to college, get this degree to A, not even find a job because this economy is terrible, or B, get a job that's trying to pay you $20 an hour with a college degree. And then to be able to afford a property nowadays, it's just wild, especially if you live in California like I do. Like, I know other states are a little easier, but for a majority of people, it is still very difficult to buy a house. So this BS American dream that we have been told, it's dead. Maybe it worked for our parents or grandparents, like maybe, but nowadays it doesn't work because sadly, the rich only get richer while the poor gets poorer.
How come no one ever talks about that the American dream is completely dead? I mean, we work all week, and for what? We can't afford to even put a roof over our heads, buy food, groceries. Can't afford anything. Can't go out, do anything on the 2 days we have off. And you can bet that those 2 days are going to fly by faster than you can blink. And then you're right back where you started. Monday morning. Just living the American dream.
What American dream? Be so fucking for real right now. People from other countries don't even want to come here to visit, and I do not blame them. If I lived in another country, I would not want to step foot here. The stain that this man is leaving on this country is going to last for years and years to come.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me, why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour, and I could afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on, and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college, or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
Like 4 years back, I used to ask myself, why are Americans even leaving their country? I mean, why would you even leave your country to come and live in a place like Africa? Because with all that has been tainted about the African continent by the mainstream media, it's just negative things. And I mean, with all that we've seen on the mainstream media about America, it's a first world country where you are able to achieve everything. You know how they make it sound? They make it sound like you can even achieve your dreams while you're sleeping. in America. And I think this is why one of my friends, like 2 years back, who is from America, told me that the American dream is only a dream when you're sleeping. He even explained to me as to why he meant this, because he said that America is only a place for you to do business, not a place for you to build a life, not a place for you to be able to invest and become a good entrepreneur, because all these big corporations have taken over and they don't care. All they care about is just adding another billion, another $1 million in their pockets. And this is why you're seeing even companies like Target, companies like Amazon and other companies rolling back on DEI, because they don't care about the people. All they care is just about making money. And this is why I actually get to understand why this guy was telling me that America is only good for making money. And he explained and told me that if you are in a good position for you to be able to make American dollars where you are outside America, you are much way better than that person earning 100K a year. Like if you're making 50K in an year and you're living in a different country, if you are able to work online and have different sources of income, but you're not living in America, you live a good life. And he tried by explaining to me how even these groceries and this food that we're seeing them buying these expensive, they're not even that healthy. I also got surprised to learn that when you walk into a store, you choose what you want to eat. You choose whether you want to eat healthy or unhealthy, because prices of organic food are quite way too expensive for a common citizen to afford, and the government is okay with this. And now thinking that this new administration was actually running their campaigns with the slogan of making America great again, I was asking myself, like, what do you mean when people have always been complaining, when people are actually moving or leaving America to go and live in other countries? Like, what greatness are you talking about? You know, with everything that I'm seeing, I haven't seen any greatness happening in America since the new administration took place. Or is it the new tariffs that you guys were talking about? Is it getting rid of DEI because you thought it was only benefiting the poor Americans and the black community in the United States of America? Or is it making it so hard that people cannot even afford their health care? Or is your greatness taking away your veterans' benefits, people who've put their lives in danger, people who've put your country first before them, before their families? Is that how you guys are making America great again? Is this what most of you voted for? Or did you just vote for hate and racism? Because as per what we are seeing, I cannot see any greatness happening in America with the new administration and how things have been like for years. And now it's sad that most Gen Zs are now suffering with the new economy. It's not even easy. For you to go and get that good education in America, you have to be paying a lot of school fees. And it's crazy. Like, for you to have that doctorate degree, for you to have that degree, for you to have that diploma, it's a lot of money. If you're going on student loans that you'll be paying for years. It's crazy when I watch videos of people saying how long they've actually been paying their student loans and how long they're gonna be paying the student loans for. Why is education quite expensive in America? I mean, and as looking at the big percentage that actually voted for the new administration, what I'm seeing on social media talking and discussing how much they pay for their education, but listening to some of these people that actually voted for this new administration, the education that they actually even paid that much for didn't even help them, because even their reasoning and ignorance talks a lot about the education that they actually took or the system that they actually went through. It's crazy. So I was looking, sometimes back, I saw people complaining on how they cannot afford eggs. With the research that I've done, as a March of 2025, the average cost of a dozen grade A large eggs in the United States reached a record high of $6.23, marking an 84% increase since the beginning of 2024. The surge is primarily attributed to severe outbreak of avian influenza, which has led to the loss of millions of eggs laying hens, significantly reducing supply. We actually kinda a little bit understand as to why they might make eggs expensive at this point, because they're saying when the demand is very high and the produce is very low, of course the price always goes high. But $6 for a dozen of eggs is still crazy, guys. I mean, you know, with $6 from where I'm from, I can afford to buy a whole tray of eggs and buy some groceries on the side that can actually keep me going for about 2 to 3 days with just $6. And this is not the GMOs or the chemicals groceries. These are actually organic food that we actually get from our stores. We don't go to supermarkets or the big stores like Target for us to buy groceries. Right where I'm from, you can just go to a simple roadside store and get all your groceries and get all your eggs, and you don't have to pay that much. Looking at wholesale prices to also like in region differences, like in late April 2025, the wholesale price for large shell eggs in California was $5.28 per dozen, while in New York it stood at $3.72. I mean, so if in New York eggs are being sold at $6 and some cents, that means they're actually selling like or making double the price, like the profits. It's crazy. So I saw people like they were complaining a lot about eggs, and I went on ahead and I was like trying to understand like what's the average grocery spending by family in the United States of America. And family of 4, according to the USDS food plans, a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children spend between $996 and $1,296 for a liberal plan per month on groceries. I can't even believe this, guys, because I mean, $996 just for groceries. It's crazy. Per person on average, individuals spend about $418 per month on groceries. Like, what are you guys buying for $418? Unless you're all just about out there buying snacks and junky foods and all that, because with $418, I can buy a lot, and that can actually help me feed a family of up to 6. Organic food, healthy food with multiple trays of eggs, with everything that's required in your household. And now I'm just sitting here like trying to imagine how expensive life is in the United States of America. And to even make it worse, like in some regions, for instance, it's like California and Nevada, they have a high average weekly groceries bills around $297 and $294 like a week. This is weekly. And some like in Wisconsin's and lower have $221 to $227 a week for groceries. So that means by the end of the month, they'll have spent like over $1,000 on groceries. Remember, you have not yet paid your rent if you're paying your rent. Let's say in such states, for your rent, you're probably paying $2,000 for a 1 bedroom, plus your 1,000 groceries, plus maybe $200 for your electricity. You have to pay your phone bill, maybe $100. You have to pay your gas, maybe $100. Like, for you to be able to afford your living in such states and so many other states in the United States of America, you have to at least be making a living of $10,000 a month for you to have savings, for you to plan for your future, your kids, if you're planning to have kids. We've not even added your car insurance. We've not even talked about you paying your health insurance. We've not talked about you having money to go out and have some time for yourselves, buying clothes for yourself and doing other personal things for yourself. These are just the basic bills, and they're already like totaling up to $4,000. For you to have a better living or for you to have a better life in the US, you have to be making at least $10,000 monthly, and that is still not enough, because out of that $10,000, maybe you're being taxed like $2,000. for the taxes. It's crazy, guys. And it's because of this economic or financial pressure that we actually seeing the young generation postponing traditional life, like owning a house, marriage, parenthood, because it's not easy for them to afford everything. It's not easy for them to be able to afford a house. It's not easy even for some of them to afford a car. Or you're actually finding some of them actually choosing to live in their cars, or some actually using to, share rent with their friends, and you have to live together with your friends. And it's crazy that even when you're living with your friends under one roof, you still don't have that social life, because most hours you're actually spending them working. Most of the time you're actually not even in that house. And it's quite sad because, so many people I've seen on social media, they actually share with their friends. They live together, like we go and take like a 2-bedroom or maybe even a 1-bedroom or whatever we can afford. But it can actually even take us like 2 weeks when we haven't gotten good time for us to have like a nice, conversation or just a nice catch up, and we're actually living in the same house because we have to spend all our hours at work, which is crazy, guys. These are the reasons as to why some or many Gen Z individuals are actually postponing traditional life. This is because the delay is largely due to high living costs, limited job mobility, and economic uncertainty. Despite these challenges, most catch up financial independence and workforce participation by age 25, which is still not bad. But can you imagine the pressures that you have to go through for you to get up to 25 years, for you to be able to start, catching up with life? It's not fair at all. And it's also been stated that a significant portion of Gen Z reports that money negatively impacts their mental health, with 47% expressing this sentiment. Additionally, 40% feel they are behind on retirement savings, and 28% are uncertain about how much they will need for retirement. Looking at house and home ownership, home ownership remains a primary goal for Gen Zs, with 86% aspiring to own a home and 45% aiming to achieve this by 2028. However, the median USA home price of $410,000 poses a significant barrier. To navigate this, some are exploring alternative strategies like co-buying with friends or family, hacking, and rent-to-own agreements. Can you imagine buying? Yeah, it's nice buying your home with friends, with your best friends and all that. But there's some point in life that you need your own privacy, that you need your own personal space. Like for me, honestly, I cannot even co-buy a house with a friend unless we are buying the first house, and then after some time we'll buy the second house, and then everyone can have their own. But co-buying a house so that we can be living together, it's quite crazy. And I've seen it, so many people are actually even comfortable, like how someone even wants to come and help you pay rent in your place and be sleeping on your couch. It's very common in the United States of America. We've seen videos of so many people on the streets because they cannot afford to pay their rents anymore. We've seen people actually choosing to live in their cars, in their ARVs, because rent is quite expensive. And it's sad, guys, that now the American dream is leaving America, rather than people who are actually outside America saying that the American dream is going to America. Because, every year we have people actually feeling and trying to win the green card, to be green card holders, for them to relocate to the United States of America. And now seeing this, that the American dream is now leaving America, I don't even think that the green card is worth anything anymore, because people are leaving America and you guys want to go to America is crazy. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, especially for the Americans watching this. I would really appreciate to tell us on the comment section if this, what people are saying, is true. Is the American dream now leaving America, or should we all try so hard to pack our bags, try to win that green card and come to chase our dreams in the greatest country in the world? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.